Inktober is right around the corner, and the same goes for our own version of it, Corgi. For this year, I decided to go a bit lighter with the prompts, and instead of doing daily prompts, we got one for every 4 days. The rules are simple. Use any medium you'd like to try your hand at and follow the prompts. Even though we have prompts for every 4 days, you can do several drawings for each prompt if you want. And if you do join, don't forget to post it on Instagram and tag me so I can see your beautiful art. Alright, with that out of the way, whether you're following our prompts or any other prompt list in October, I'd like to give you a few tips. First of all, be patient. Take your time with each drawing. I know that making a drawing a day isn't easy. That's why I went for a different pace this year. We have our jobs, studies, and so many tasks during the day, and sometimes it's hard to do everything we want. So don't feel like you need to rush each drawing only because you want to reach the deadline. If you miss a day or two, it's okay. If you're late on making your drawings, it's alright as well. Try to find your own pace and how to best accomplish your goal. For example, for me, I find out that the best way to go about it is to keep my drawings very simple, sometimes even sketchy. I've been perfecting or improving my traditional style each Inktober, but some things stuck. Simple, easy, and limited palettes. This is what works for me, and even then sometimes I might miss a day or two. But I always manage to catch up because these drawings won't take a whole lot of my time. Now, for my second tip for this challenge, if you have the time, practice beforehand. This one goes more if you decide to use a traditional medium. Digital art is a bit more forgiving, so if you make a mistake or two, you can easily fix that and move things around. Traditional, however, it's a bit harder. So if you want to make sure that everything goes right with the final piece, practice it a few times. Try different compositions, colors, see if everything works as you plan or if it needs any changes. Then you just need to copy it into the final version. A good way to do this sometimes is to use a light table. Copy the sketch you have into a new piece of paper, and that way you have a clean drawing, free of mistakes. Now, these challenges are good for us because it's an opportunity to try something new, challenge ourselves, and to experiment, so do that. Alright, time out. If these tips are being helpful for you right now, do consider leaving a like on this video and subscribing. I'd really appreciate that. Now, timeout is over, let's get back to it. It's okay if not all drawings are a success. I know mine aren't. Some I really like, others I think I could have done better or do it differently. But that's part of the challenge, seeing what went right and what went wrong, learn with it and do better in the next drawing. So take this chance to try new and different things, enjoy the process, and you'll see that even bad drawings can be fun to make. And with that in mind, here comes my next tip. It's okay to fail. It's okay if not every drawing is the best drawing. You're trying something new after all, so go easy on yourself. Embrace those failures instead. Accept them, learn, and move on to the next drawing. If you want, you can even redo them. I do have some days that a drawing just goes really bad and it frustrates me, so I scrap that one and redo it. Sometimes I change some things around, do more than one sketch, and go to the final drawing again. And to be fair, most of the times this happens is when I don't plan my drawings. And with that we get to my next tip, which is plan ahead. Sometimes an idea comes to us right away, others we need to do some brainstorming first. But whether you're in the first or second situation, it's really good to plan things ahead instead of jumping to the final drawing right away. Sometimes what's in our heads might not work as well as we first thought. This planning doesn't even need to occur in the day of the prompt. You can even plan all your prompts beforehand and then just draw them each day. I sometimes even finish some prompts days before. Then when their time comes, I post them on the proper day. So sit down, try different color palettes, find references for both your drawings and the colors you're thinking of using, draw different versions of your idea for the prompt, and then choose one. This way you'll avoid mistakes and frustrations that tend to happen when we go in blind. Now my next tip is very important, so listen well. If you don't like a certain prompt, skip it. It's alright. There's no Inktober police checking if you did all of the prompts or if you change it for something else you like the most. No one is going to point a finger at you for not doing a drawing every single day. In fact, you don't even need to share these drawings. If you want them for yourself, then just keep them for yourself. Personally, I like to complete all the prompts, but that's because it's the challenge I give myself. For years and years, I would give up on these challenges, which is okay too if they're not interesting for some reason, if you don't have the time. In fact, you don't even need a reason. If you don't want to do it anymore, then don't. But for me, it was something I wanted to achieve, drawing 31 daily prompts. That was my personal goal, and it took me some time to figure out why I wasn't able to accomplish that. I wasn't making it fun for myself. I made it a task instead of something I learned with and enjoyed. So, with time, I understood that. I picked up prompts or themes that were interesting for me until finally I started creating my own prompts and coming up with our own Inktober list. So, first of all, you don't need to follow a specific list if you don't want to. Pick a theme if you like and draw things based on that. If you're following a prompt list, you can follow more than one. You can even mix prompts. I sometimes do that. I see prompt lists from other artists and some do pick up my interest, so I try to mix that prompt with mine and see what I can come up with. But deep down, what's important is that you're enjoying the whole challenge. The moment you're not enjoying it, take a break, skip a prompt or two or more, and come back once you're ready. Finally, be as creative or as literal with the prompts as you want. There are really no rules here. I usually like to be creative with my prompts and see what other meanings or ideas I can find for them. But sometimes I also don't want to think much about it. Last year, for example, one of our prompt words was curse. And at first I really didn't have an idea. Am I going to draw someone cursing or hexing someone else? Like turning a prince into a toad? All my ideas seemed way too complicated and time-consuming. But then I got another idea. Curse has many meanings, right? It can mean you're hexing someone with a spell, but it can also mean saying bad words, right? So I thought of drawing a girl cursing bad words. It was actually one of my favorite drawings from last year. But other times I'm just going with exactly the prompt says. I don't want to think too much about it, I'm tired, or I just can't really come up with something better. It's alright. What's important is that you are happy with the drawing. If your prompt is flower, you can just draw a flower. Any flower, your favorite flower. Or you can go for something more complex. A girl with a flower crown, for example. So, are you joining any challenge in the month of October? Don't forget to have fun, and if you enjoyed this video, consider leaving it a like and subscribe, and don't forget, keep on drawing.